I think I just broke my leg from doing the soupy duper loop-de-loop to alley-oop bounce or whatever Tigger calls it.
Sister Tiggers and brother Tiggers and cousin Tiggers too. There's grandma Tiggers and grandpa Tiggers, as you can plainly see. When we're all together, it's a jumping jamboree.
The Tigger movie, directed by June Fangleton, and is the third Winnie the Pooh movie overall, and came to us in the year 2000. So the Tigger movie tells the story. What you see from the title is what you get. A movie all about Tigger this time instead of Pooh Bear, where Tigger is feels well no longer fits in the hundred acre wood with his other friends and longs to show to everybody that he's not the only Tigger in existence and goes out on a search for his Tigger family tree. So it's all up to Rue and the Hundred Acre Wood Gang to make Tigger realize his he may not have a Tigger family, but his friends are his family. And here's a fun game for you guys. Can you count the number of times the word Tigger appears in the script for the Tigger movie? I mean, uh, I guarantee you would get to over 100. Now, this review has been requested by both Charlie and James. How are you doing, Charlie? I hope you're doing okay, and this review is for you. I hope you enjoy it, and hope it didn't take too long for me to do it. And this was one of the Winnie the Pooh movies I grew up with on VHS, being only 5 at the time when it was released. And while I, well, was never as obsessed with it as much as Pooh's Grand Adventure: The Search for Christopher Robin, which still holds up as my favourite of the Winnie the Pooh franchise. And I can see where the critics were coming from when they uh, uh, gave this movie mixed reviews, as this is not exactly the best Winnie the Pooh movie. It is a mixed bag when you look at it as a film, but it is still a decent one, and still does have its charm and heart. And good for this movie for being the highest grossing Winnie the Pooh movie at the time until 2018's Christopher Robin. And this feels like, well, the Lego Batman movie of the Winnie the Pooh movies. Like, Tigger was the first character to receive his own spin-off movie. So will Piglet 3 years later in Piglet's big movie, which I have also been requested to review. And it's a pity that Eeyore or Rabbit or Kanga and or Owl never got their own movie. I can see why Tigger was the obvious character to be picked first for this. As I mean, I always thought of why not do a Patrick Star movie from SpongeBob. I mean, can you imagine if in a SpongeBob intro Patrick appeared and was like, "No, no, this is my show this time." You know, how awesome would that be? I always pictured that as a kid. Jim Cummings, he is Tiggerific as Tigger in this movie. Never before has he nailed the voice of our bouncing full of beans Hundred Acre Wood friend than he does here. Because Tigger, a character who, for the most part, has uh, brought out uh, the bounce and fun in all of us. I mean, he really uh, he really nails when Tigger gets emotional and upsets the thought of being literally alone and the thought of there being no other Tiggers for him out there. And John Hurt does such a wonderful job narrating the movie, and it's beautiful how movie is told through a storybook, just like the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Only in the intro, Tigger totally changes the title to the Tigger movie. That was perfect. Rue gets particularly more spotlight here than the other Hundred Acre Wood Gang. Him being, well, Tigger's best buddy, and Tigger's literally like a big brother to him. And Kanga is once again, the purest soul of the Hundred Acre Wood Gang. She's the one that lets Rue know that, Tigger's always got them, even if he doesn't have this Tigger family that he imagined. So the movie does have a lovely message about friends being family, and you know, as sometimes when family are absent, friends can be there for you. Tigger doesn't realize that until towards the end of the movie, but and the animation and fall and a winter setting in the Hundred Acre Woods is gorgeously drawn, and how appropriate is it that I am reviewing this movie at awesome time when the Hundred Acre Wood is trees are glowing orange. But I do think the message the Tigger movie was going for could have been executed so much better. The movie titled The Tigger Movie, you would expect to see, more Tiggers. You can still have the friends are family message and Tigger, picking his Hundred Acre Wood Gang to be his family in the resolution. But before that, you could have had other Tiggers actually appear in the film. And Tigger leaves the Hundred Acre Wood and goes to the Tigger world where they came from, and then realizes, oh, they don't give a shit about me, and the Hundred Acre Wood Gang care more about me than they ever was. I mean, how? That would have been way less predictable than the movie that we actually got. So because instead the movie goes for this smaller scaled, cliched narrative where the Hundred Acre Wood Gang, trick Tigger by writing a letter into making Tigger think his family wrote back to him, and then Tigger gets enormously hyped for their arrival and prepares a party for them. And they all dress like other Tiggers to not disappoint him. And then Tigger finds out, gets disheartened, and then goes off to find his other family before realizing, oh, I had a family all along. If you thought that was going to be the plot going into this movie, it doesn't take long to figure it out, trust me. And the Hundred Acre Wood Gang at the very beginning of this movie, except for Rue, are have to be dicks to Tigger only because the plot needs them to be. When Tigger uses his bounce technique to successfully remove the boulder from Eeyore's home, and then Rabbit gets mad at Tigger unnecessarily for wrecking his boulder remover. I'm like, who cares about the stupid boulder remover? Tigger did what you were intending in the first place. He deserves a big thank you, you dumb rabbits. And then uh, the uh, songs are a mixed bag, just like the movie. Piglet's big movie honestly had far superior songs to this film. The uh, the uh, decent ones would be Round My Family Tree, when Tigger dreaming about all his mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa Tiggers, and you could write an entire book with the number of pop cultural references with the Tiggers they throw at you in that scene. They even have a shot of a Tigger dressed like Marilyn Monroe, And can you imagine if they casted Tigger as Marilyn Monroe in Blonde, instead of Anna de Armas? And I mean that may be the best scene in the movie because it actually has what we came for: Tiggers galore and the super duper loopy looper alley ooper bounce song. I mean, uh, yeah, uh, that was a heartwarming song that's strengthened the bond between Tigger and Rue. But the uh, weakest song in this movie, hands down, would be How to Be a Tigger. It's up to you. You gotta look like a Tigger and sound like a Tigger and act like a Tigger too. I mean, how simplistic and boring is that song? The movie's decision to just have it, for the most part, take place in the Hundred Acre Wood and not go on a grand adventure to Tigger's homeland is is a dull decision because, well, because it lacks the epic adventure feel of other Winnie the Pooh movies, like Grand Adventure. As a result, and you know, and things that don't get enthralling until the climax, when Tigger does reach a tree he believes to be his family tree and then accidentally triggers an avalanche. And and where was Kanga in the climax? Why on earth would she, well, let her son go out in that blizzard? Christopher Robin just randomly shows up at the end. I honestly think this movie would have worked fine without Christopher Robin because, well, because just throwing him in at the end, well, for no reason, well, really adds nothing to the film. And I thought Venom Let There Be Carnage was too short, so the Tigger movie is even shorter. And I do think with well, some extra minutes added to the runtime, then this movie could have had more time to go to the Tigger world if they went there. So overall, I'm sure you guys, just like me, have all the nostalgia in the universe for the Tigger movie. This is neither a great leap nor a Baz leap for the Winnie the Pooh franchise. It's just a by the numbers one. I give the Tigger movie 3 stars out of 5. Good movie. So yeah, the wonderful, wonderful thing about Tigger movies is that this movie's the only one. It's the only one. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. What are your thoughts on the Tigger movie? Are you with me in that there have been better Winnie the Pooh entries, or is this one of your absolute favourites? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time when I review Piglet's big movie. Boy, do I have some great thoughts to share on that one. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.